Hey guys, this is Ranz from OpenFire Gaming, and I'm here to talk to you now about Aliens vs. Predator. I'm going to go through the specs of AVP, and I'm going to let you know if it's worth your time and your hard-earned money, or if it should be sent into space to be seen nevermore. The concept of Aliens vs. Predator is something that has been done many times before, but it is now done in a more unique way in AVP. While technically a first-person shooter, it only has the humans that have guns out of the three species, so you might have to say it's a first-person slasher. Now, while the Predators do have weapons, they are kind of futuristic versions of medieval weapons. The aliens have no weapons at all, and instead they use their claws and tail as a way of taking out an opponent. Even the perspectives between the three races are different. For example, the humans, you have a survival horror element, since it's very dark and you have very limited mobility. Also, to take into effect is that you can literally get attacked from anywhere and everywhere. The Predators are like a sophisticated race with a weird and exotic alien technology, since they can become invisible, and they have two different vision modes to detect the humans and the aliens respectively. They are the hunters of the three, and as their name specifies, if you are a predator, you hunt your prey in this game. Now, the aliens, they are the scariest of the three in this game. Not only are they like zombies, where they charge at you in mass hordes, they don't even stop, even when a limb is taken off. For example, in the campaign, if you take off one of their limbs, they'll still crawl at you and still attack you. But the scariest part is that they're very black in their pigmentation of skin. So with a low-level lighting environment such as this game, it is very hard to see them. And since they can literally climb anywhere and everywhere, they can attack you at all angles. So the overall concept of AVP is kind of fun and simple. To have three different unique aspects to play the game in any way you see fit. The graphics of Alien vs. Predator is nothing to write home about, but it is still really good for this generation, and it doesn't hurt the game in any way, shape, or form. The game uses a lighting system for the Marines, and this is pretty cool because it is only done for the humans, because the Predators and the aliens can see just fine. And since the game has a darker tone in general, this really adds to the survival horror element in the humans campaign. The details of the weapons are very nice, and they even stuck with the accuracy from the movies and the graphics, since there's an ammo counter on the side of the assault rifle. The uniforms and armor that the soldiers wear are very detailed, and overall a nice touch for those of us that actually like the Alien series. The thermal and alien vision modes are similar to that from the previous AVP games, the vision modes for the Predator, and isn't very special or unique since we have seen it in previous AVP games. But overall, the Predators are very detailed, and so much that their dreadlocks are flapping around when they're running. And even their weird counterpart mouth thing that just is really weird is done even in depth. The alien outer covering looks like that of an ant's, which is pretty accurate from the movies. The outer exoskeleton. And as you're walking around, if you look at the ground for the alien, your hands are going on top of the objects or around them, which is really good considering many games just have your hands and feet just going right through the objects. The overall environments are detailed very considerably, from the vines hanging low to the statues around the temples to even the keys on the keyboard at the human's base. Everything looks like it was looked over again and again by the developers, which is really good for a new game like this. What I did like the most about this game and their graphics is how the executions looked. Although the animations eventually did go stale for me since there's not that many, I always liked it when the Predator took the human's head off with the spine, or when the alien's tail goes through the entire Predator from the back to out of the mouth. But the only thing that did bug me was while I was playing through the Alien campaign, as I harvested the scientists, I only saw about 3 or 4 different faces, which is annoying because you do have to harvest like 20 or 30 of them. So it would have been nice to see some new faces, but overall this game is crafted beautifully and has little to no glitches. The storyline of Alien vs. Predator isn't really that great. Although there are 3 different campaigns, they are very short, and supposedly they're all supposed to be interconnected with each other, but other than the same environment that you're in, I really don't see how they connect to either or. What I do think that the developers did for the campaign is basically they only really made a campaign and a storyline just so you could test out each of the species' abilities and everything, so you can take that to online. Because really, you only get really in depth with the abilities that each species can do while you're in the campaign. You don't really get that much in the multiplayer, and looking at the controls still don't really help you out as much. For example, in the Alien campaign, you start off as this baby, and you hatch from the inside of a human, and you're already locked up in like this cell-tight container and all that stuff. So you're basically raised in a lab, and then you're nicknamed as Number 6, and you end up escaping from the facility. And that's basically the entire campaign. Is you have to go through the entire human research lab, escape, and you have to go find your queen. For the predators, apparently there was something, you were on trials or something to become an adult. And your first mission as an adult is you have to go find the other young bloods that apparently got lost on this distant planet. And for the human campaign, you start off on this transporter that is nearby the mothership of the humans, and all of a sudden the mothership is destroyed, so you go onto the planet to find out where all your teammates are, and you have to try to save them and bring them back, and then you find out this uncovered conspiracy theory, which is all weird and mystic-like. But other than that, there really isn't a storyline, and it's very short. Each 3 campaigns are very short. Each is about 2 hours long. 2 to 3 hours, I'm sorry. So it really doesn't... the storyline really doesn't add up to what I was expecting. The gameplay for Alien vs. Predator is probably where it takes the cake for being so good. Since you have 3 different experiences, it is really hard for the game to get old, and the replay value is very high. Like I said before, with the humans, you can get attacked from literally anywhere, so teamwork is a must. But there is one thing good for the humans: your radar. Your radar is your best friend. It lets you know who is to the sides or in front of you, up to 25 meters, which is a great way to find enemies. If an enemy does appear, you hear the siren go off, and a glowing white circle will appear where the enemy is. For the allies, it doesn't make a siren noise, since you don't want to get scared every time you walk around near a teammate, but it does show a glowing X, so you know what is friend from foe. You don't have a very large weapon variety if you're human, and you can only aim with the smart gun or the sniper, but overall it is still pretty fun to be human and run around and take out the enemies, and it is really fun in Infestation, where you begin all as humans and one alien and you have to be taken out one by one. The Predator is pretty fun if you like to be stealthy and quick. You can turn invisible and you can't be seen by the humans, and you have 2 different vision modes to see the species more clearly, like the thermal mode for humans and the alien mode for xenomorphs. There's also a feature for the Predators. You can go into focus mode, which allows you to jump higher and see where your weapon pickups are. And while you are in focus mode, you can literally jump anywhere, from tree branch to tree branch with the press of a button. The aliens are like a nightmare, since you can transition from floor to ceiling in a quick transition. You can see the best, and since it's very bright, and you can even move the fastest, which makes up for not having weapons. Also, all your enemies around you and behind walls and such are outlined in this reddish glow, which helps you pick off enemies where they are, and even helps you set up traps. Now, if the Predator is in invisibility mode, you can still see the Predator. He is still outlined. So while the Predator is effective and invisible against the humans, it is literally useless for the Predator to be invisible with a team against aliens. But only if you're kind of tired of the Call of Duty franchises and the Halo franchises and so on and so forth. Because this game has 3 unique ways to play and really invigorates how first-person shooters should be. But if you are a fan of Call of Duty and Halo and you really don't like change, then I would say this game is not for you. And if you're kind of in between and you read the reviews from other websites, I'd say at least give this game a rental. You know, what's the worst? You lose $5 from the rental. It's not really a big deal. And you'll know if you'll want to love it or play it. And that's it for this review. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys will rent this game because of it. Next week I'll be reviewing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I know I said I was going to do it this review, but due to some scheduling changes with OFG, I had to mix it around and I had to choose Alien vs. Predator for this one. But next review I'll do Call of Duty. Alright, thanks guys, take care.